Unfortunately for you, I have found that YouTube doesn't allow me to go live, but StreamYard does. I can't stand creepy mothers. What categorizes a creepy mother? Okay, Gen X, there's this like big, beautiful bill where it's gonna really come down on the elderly. If you abused and traumatized your kid, like chances are they won't want to take care of you in your old age. That's not the case of my parents. I've been telling my parents for as long as I could. When I found out that they put my great grandfather in a home with other people, that was my first wake up moment. The first moment I woke up to the matrix of nonsense, was when I had to visit my great grandfather, who I loved so much. Roy Kerr, the most beautiful freaking man anyone has ever known. Roy Kerr built the house with his own bare hands. Roy Kerr built the house that his family lived in with his bare effing hands. And he was an immigrant from Ireland, so naturally he was hot. My great grandfather, I have a photo of him right there. He was a hot man, dude. That dude was so fucking hot, dude. He was so hot, dude. Roy Kerr was a hot man who built that house with his own bare hands. That wasn't even like his occupation. He just built a house with his own bare hands. Like Roy Kerr just built a house with his own bare hands because that was what called for him to do. Show me a picture of your hot grandpa, Like people talk about the things that their grandparents, their great grandparents said. My great grandmother, she would like open her wallet to my mother and she was like, all of this money is for you, because she loved her so much. She would open her wallet and she would say, all of this money is for you, because she loved my mother so much. My great grandfather birthed beautiful children. He built his house with his own bare hands. Like the story goes that like he almost went crazy. But he had to. He built his own house with his bare hands, not even being in his job description, built that house. And my great grandmother used to open her wallet to my mother, saying, all this money is for you. All of it. She didn't need to work, but she worked because she could in America. In America, my great grandmother could work. It was like where she came from, Italy. Maybe she couldn't work because she came to America and my great grandfather just clubbed her over the head and was like, "You're my woman." And they came together. He built this house with his bare freaking hands that almost made him go crazy. My great grandmother was able to find a job. She didn't have to, but she could, so she did. And she used to open her wallet to my mother with all of this money. And she was like, all of this money is for you, because she loved her grandchildren so much, because it was such a blessing to have grandchildren. she opened her wallet and she was like, all of this money is for you. All this money is for you. Your ancestors are opening a wallet that's like, all this money is for you. Why do creepy people in America do the opposite? Why do they do the opposite of what my great grandparents did? My great grandparents just frickin' laid down foundation. They built it. They just like hammered it in. They were like, we're here now. They came out of Ellis Island. They were like, we're here now. We are going to sustain ourselves. Why in this modern day and age are men like, we need to like support Israel? Support Israel for what? Because my great grandfather came from Ireland and he was like, I'm going to build a house from scratch. And he literally did. He literally built a house from scratch. People are going back on their ancestry and they're like, well, we've been here a long time. We have like coal and like whatever. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. That's great. Don't get me wrong. But my family, we don't even have, we barely have a ancestry of my father. But all these dudes look the same. Like, it's weird. How come my dad was my hero my entire life? And how come the genetics are so strong? People who breed within strong genetics, my dad has genetics that are so strong. There's this dude on TikTok who is like burning the whole house down. And I'm like, you look exactly like my father. There's another gentleman, him and his wife, who look just like my mother and my father, are burning the whole house down because they moved out to Arizona and they were like, why are all these like empty children's backpacks in our yard? Basically, they burnt the whole house down. Our genetics are so strong. Don't wonder about it. Like, don't wonder about it, dude. Genetics are so strong. My great grandfather literally freaking built the house that they lived in the Depression. Because what else was he gonna do? My great grandmother was closely connected to the Pope in Rome. She was Italian. That Pope died under mysterious consequences because it came out later. Or was it Michael Ledwith or something like that? Wrote a book about that Pope. He was about to expose the Vatican Bank. That these people are doing extreme crime and they somehow killed him. Meanwhile, fast forward however many years later, I'm reborn and I'm just like, I hate everyone. I was born as a baby that was like, I fucking hate everyone. Dude, I was born as a baby. Like, I absolutely hated everyone. I hated everyone and everything. I really did. I really did. But somehow I became popular and people liked me. It didn't take away from the fact that I fucking hated everyone and everything. Hated. My great grandfather built this fucking house with his bare hands that they lived in. My great grandmother was directly connected to the Pope in Italy, who was dying under mysterious consequences, about to expose the Vatican Bank. My father, directly coming from the Romanov line, he is and was the human embodiment of Alexander Romanov. Went in to become exactly what he did back then. He did the same thing that Alexander Romanov would do, and people came against him. And he literally set up a wood chipper in the front lawn. If you want to fuck with me, you go in the wood chipper. He literally set up a wood chipper in the front lawn after all these people were coming against him because of who he is, not because of what he did. What he does is, my dad is a good father. He's a fantastic father. He don't give a fuck about your nonsense. He set up a wood chipper in the front lawn because it was beneficial to him, but at the same time, it was sending a signal. We don't give a fuck about you. You can go in the wood chipper. You can destroy all you want, but we're just going to send you in the wood chipper. My ancestry is so incredibly freaking powerful on both sides. It doesn't matter, dude. You can do anything you want. It's not going to make a difference. But these people try, and it's like nonsense. Like, it's such nonsense. We haven't been able to get together, but when we do, we're like, we all have the same values. My ancestry is attacked so bad. Fuck all about it. Fuck all about it. Because my maternal great grandfather literally built the freaking house they lived in. He literally did it with his own bare hands. My great grandmother was so incredibly generous. She didn't need to work, but she opened her wallet to her grandchildren and said, all this money is for you. On the paternal side, my father didn't have any connection to his family because they had fallen into like some terrible situation, which was probably warranted. But he was like, my kids will not experience the same BS that I experienced. So my dad accumulated a lot of wealth because he was like, my kids will not endure the same consequence that he endured. And when these people come against him, you go in the wood chipper. And it's kind of a joke. He's a funny man. My family are funny people. We are funny. We're hilarious. But it's true. You want to F with us? You go in the wood chipper. Your ass is going in the wood chipper. Okay? Don't work out. Come against me in Austin, Texas. You people are the weirdest people that we've ever encountered. Your problems are like, we don't care. We care in the sense that we want to see creation be great, but we also don't care in the nonsense that you bring to us. We don't care. We don't believe in the same nonsense that you believe in. Bring me some court-ordered nonsense. I will find out that it's not true, that it's not real, that you don't actually matter. Because I found myself in the Wild West. I'm somebody who came out of the Old Testament New York, and I found myself in the New Testament Texas. Wild West, we don't care. We don't care about your nonsense. And they're like, can you please care about our nonsense? And the truth is, no, we won't. And then when you're like, well, you're going to be forced to, well, unfortunately for you, we're just going to throw money at it. We don't care. We're just going to throw money at it. Go away. Go away because we don't like you either. Old Testament throwing money at the New Testament, we don't care either. Just go away. We don't like you. This is like a harmony of upstate New York and central Texas. Like, we'll just throw money at you to go away. We don't like you. We'll set a wood chipper up in our neighborhood, in our neighbor, like right in front of our freaking face. You'll go in the wood chipper. Like, we don't care, dude. The biology comes to fruition. Unfortunately for all you people, the baby that my parents created is full of ancestral power. Unfortunately for you, the baby that my parents created is full of ancestral power. Sorry about you. My whole life, they're like, oh my God, sorry about you. You're the worst person ever. No. Sorry about you. Because through my maternal line, I'm related to the Pope that was about to expose the Vatican Bank. He was like, fuck these stupid fucking people and everything they tried to do. And my great grandfather found himself in America building his own house with his bare hands. And they were like, yeah, we don't like that either. My paternal mother was natural Native American. I am naturally native to this land. Sorry about ya. I fucking have dominion over this land through my maternal father. Sorry about ya. My parents have created a amazing situation where I have paternal authority over the land. I have maternal authority over the Vatican. I have paternal connection to the Romanov family. I have maternal connection through anything else. Literally anything else. Like, you people are fucked. You know what I mean? Like, not trying to be a bitch, but like, there's a reason why I walk with authority in the land, is because every single avenue of history throughout the ages, every single component has created a person who is abominable throughout history. I'm not saying this because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so great. But I'm saying literally, when I say the shit that I say, the reason why I say it in authority is because, unfortunately for everyone else, fortunately for me, I have every living component within me to fuck the system. To fuck the system. I have every living component within me to quote unquote fuck the system. And then, ironically and interestingly enough, How did James Casbolt find himself in a relationship with a woman in America who has the ability to quote unquote fuck the entire system while he has the genetics of Britain, England, Ireland, ancient Egypt, also has the desire to quote unquote fuck the system? How did we bring ourselves to this position? How did he find himself into an intimate relationship with the woman in America who has drawn up every single imposition? It's like a miracle I'm not Japanese and Iranian, because those are our greatest allies, Japan and Iran. Why do you think you never hear anything about Japan and Iran? Those are our greatest allies in America. Why don't you find Japanese and Iranian people in America? Because those are our greatest allies. We are only just biological products of our situation. I'm not a fucking asshole. I'm just a biological product of my situation. Native American, through my dad, I own the land that I stand on. Just naturally. People naturally own the land that they stand on. Biologically, I am Romanov. They were the greatest divine rule before the nonsense Windsor family took over. Like, no one's gonna remember them. No one cares. Yeah, Queen Victoria might have been a bitch, but I don't like half those people. Half of us have found ourselves in a position where we're like, yeah, we didn't like those people either. We're biologically like involved, but we don't like them either. Unfortunately for the world, in the worldly sense and the nonsense that they've been like operating in, unfortunately for you, somehow God created a person who can't be fucked with. Because biologically, I own the land naturally. Also, you fucked with the wrong people. You did the wrong thing to the wrong people. And we've long forgotten, but it don't matter. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But biologically, God has created a person who has found themselves within all authority. That could go for me. That could go for James Casbolt. God has created a person within all authority who can do God's will. That's interesting. That's frightening. It's interesting. It's frightening, but it's true. You think that he has any kind of authority to you? Absolutely not. You think that he has any kind of like admission to you? He doesn't. You don't understand. Like, people don't understand. The mother has found herself in America naturally, obviously. The human embodiment found herself in America through a perfectly curated, through the CIA, perfectly curated person who was only ever here to carry out the will of God. And throughout the CIA, they knew exactly what they were doing. That's why every institution, whether it be CIA, NSA, if you're a Muslim, I'm the Muslims in America. Dude, every single freaking denomination or organization or whatever are going to be divided amongst themselves because they don't realize that the mother has implanted herself in America. They don't understand. They don't. That's why justice, redemption is coming for America. Justice and redemption, both of them, both wonderful things are coming to America because somehow the woman found herself in America naturally. Naturally, dude. And then 100% the retrieving end is going to follow. Because that's only ever what we did. We escaped persecution based on the will of God. We escaped persecution based on the will of God. And we found ourselves in America. All right. Check you later.